Quiet. Hello and welcome. We are live. It is Friday. Good evening, everyone. My name is Drew Universe. Tonight, my co-host is CelestialOrion. Say hello.
Hi, it's me, CelestialOrion. Happy to be here.
Orion has been a member of the community for quite some time. I don't remember exactly how long, but it's been a while. Long enough that I know if I remember right, we both have the same first name.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating there.
And instead of calling one of us Other Drew, I will call him Orion for short.
That's perfect with me.
Yes, it does begin in hello, Ambi, George. I don't recognize you. If you're new, welcome. We should put together a video introduction for contributing to the code base. Yes, we have plans for more info on that for both an intro and an outro of like severed chains, general LoD community stuff, and how to get involved if you like, and such like that. Got to ramp up the production value. In the meantime, we will... Oh, my layers aren't working. I'll have to fix that next week. In the meantime, let's go over here and get my layers going. The one I can actually control right now. I am flying by the seat of my pants. I've been way busier than I would like to be. Things outside my control. But I made it in time to do this, which is good. And I even made sure I would have a little dessert. So because they still refuse to sell chocolate whipping cream at any store I go to, instead I will have some Nutter Butters.
Nice.
Discount Nutter Butters at Aldi, because that's the only time they're remotely affordable. I need to add game sound, and Orion, I think you asked me about a game stream. You're going to get that as well.
Right.
So let's see here. Share my screen and the game, and that is good. All right, let me know if the stream to you looks good, Orion.
Yes.
And then to everyone on YouTube, if you ever see any big issues with the stream, interruptions or whatever, dropped audio, please let me know. I will get on it ASAP if I can. And that's that. Alrighty, let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. And I probably need to enable sound, so let's do that as well. Oh no, it's in the wrong source. Headphones. I need it in my headphones. Bear with me. Set to 50. Yeah, let's try that again. There we are. Alright, if we need to re-level the audio between my mic, Orion's mic, and the game, let me know. I'll fix it. Let us continue on save file number 69.
Heck yeah.
So I believe we left off with a lackluster fight against Polter Armor for many reasons. Reason number one, it's no longer Dark Element. Reason number two, it had higher HP but just couldn't dish out the damage. The reason that Polter Armor is so... I'll fix that. The reason Polter Armor is so threatening in North American retail release is because in North American retail release, magic damage was, I think, globally buffed. So item magic, Dragoon magic, magic from enemies all did more damage. And so in the original JP retail release, and I guess they used the same formula for the demo of JP, magic damage is just not as threatening. Like, I'm sure things like Mobu will still be threatening, but some of the bosses along the way that rely on, like, monster-based item magic are not as threatening as we're used to them being. Wait, I'm bruised.
It's always interesting, especially like back in the day, because there were no worldwide releases. Well, there are on some games there were, but on a lot of games, it'd come out one place and then go to somewhere else, and they'd have time to fix everything or just alter things completely. And such is the case here. And it's so crazy to know that things can change so drastically on some games.
Yeah.
Look at history.
Yeah, remember the days, everybody, when video games would have different difficulties based on what region it was released in?
Oh, man. Yep.
And now, it's usually just global.
Yeah, Fire Emblem, the first Fire Emblem we got in the US was definitely a simplified version. And they literally made the game to be an introduction for America. Thus, the first 10 chapters were a story to its own. That was literally a full tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, I have actually made Fire Emblem into a tabletop form, and I kind of decided that I wanted to do that for multiple reasons. And one of the reasons was I wanted to make LoD playable via tabletop. But I didn't want to do it through D&D, I wanted to do it through Fire Emblem. The only problem is, Fire Emblem games have, like, you can recruit, like, 30 or so characters, and in LoD you don't meet that many characters that would join you.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had to add a few. I don't know if anyone out there that's watching actually has played Fire Emblem or knows about it. But fantastic series.
There's a decent number of LoD players who have played Fire Emblem, I'm sure. I'm not one of them, interestingly. Okay, that attack from the wild man looks like a Yeti. He's coming down with his hands like that. I feel like that's like a karate kind of a move, and that should just stun you and knock you to the ground.
Huh.
It just looks like a stunning attack to me.
There's definitely not enough status stuff done to you in this game.
It's like they built it out pretty. I mean, it's not just like one or two, it's a whole set of status, and their unique conditions. Like Petrify is kind of advanced, but like a lot of systems in LoD, such as the branching narratives, it was all like experimental. Hey, we could do this. Hey, we could do that. And it's all just kind of glued together. Because, I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't have status ailments, but minor mobs drop in 1 to 2 hits eventually, so it's not useful to them, and then bosses are immune, so in terms of dealing status, it's almost meaningless.
Ambi, you know how Master Tasman is at the beginning of the game, Ambi? Of course I had him, but because I only wanted, like, Chapter 1 to be, like, Dart only, I was like, well, he's gonna need other people to join him, and if you're gonna have people use one character each, you're gonna want a table of, like, 4 players. So I've got to add 2 other people. So I just gave Master Tasman 2 kids, a son and a daughter, that were like young adults, named James and Valerie. So there would be 1 character per player.
Cool.
And it's not really that big of a deal. Master Tasman is old enough to have like young adult children, so. And by the way, when I say young adult, I'm literally saying, oh, Infected Chris, I'm CelestialOrion. Happy to see you. What was I saying?
Young adults?
Yeah, the reason why I say young adults is because in Fire Emblem, mostly it's like 16-year-olds, like 24-year-olds. that are throughout the game. Like, if anyone's depicted as 40, they look 60. It's weird, and that's just how Japan works. If you're over the age of 30, you're ancient, apparently.
Well, that makes me feel really good, because I'm 34.
I know! 36! Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Oh, God, that hurts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So mean.
It's just, you're like, hey, who's that grizzled old geezer in this Fire Emblem game? Oh, their age is below 50? Okay. Yeah, sure. Alright. Maybe in the Middle Ages. There were other people I had added, such as, like, Nora, daughter of Drake. That's a questionable one, but... also, for the 3 people you fight besides Lloyd in the tournament, I added children for them. With Danton, I chose the name Devlin for his son. Surfius, Sirius, kept it similar. Atlo, Alice.
Okay.
Trying to kind of keep the first letter. There are certain names of characters that are in LoD that I changed because I don't think they work well. Like Popo, the kid that helps you get to the castle through the tunnels. I instead called him Percy. The biggest change, I gotta say, is Meru's boyfriend. Kinda.
Guaraha?
Treat him like that. Yeah. Gideon.
Okay.
Because that's a real name. You know, the others just sounds. to an English speaker, anyway. Now, if it actually has a meaning behind the original name, great. Don't like it, though.
Don't want to use the breeze. You know, that's one of the... I was just going to say, it's one of the really interesting things about LoD is, in battle, a healing breeze heals 3 party members. But if you use it outside of battle, it can heal all 7. Like, that's a very maximal value thing.
And you never get told about it.
If only it wasn't so niche, because you almost never have a situation where everyone's that low. But it would be huge benefit.
If you added difficulty to the game while also adding in the ability to switch party members mid-battle like Final Fantasy X, it would be far more relevant.
And also the fact that breezes are super cheap and you could just spam heal whenever you want. Let alone guarding. Brother, there are no customers. What are the odds they have this conversation the minute we walk up to them, you know? Like, do they just say it every day? Brother, there are no customers today. Brother, there are no customers today.
Make you feel bad.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Tercero. It's okay. Okay, I believe you, brother. Oh, look. Real customers. Oh my god. I think something I learned doing my embiggening and shrinkening, or whatever we're calling the other version of it, of character models, is that the merchant model for those two is actually like the same, just stretched. Because if you go into the submap debugger for Severed Chains and you give the numbers of one merchant to the other, they'll be the exact same size. It'll be all the same proportions, just different color.
Makes sense. Just the trader skin.
Let's buy a partisan. 3 attack. Man, would I give up 3 attack? I mean, would I give up wind element for 3 attack? Never. Not against an earth foe. But I'll buy it. 3 points is 3 points. Heavy mace, I think I have one.
How hard would it to balance all 7 party members? I'd say you just gotta throw more statuses at people. You've gotta throw more enemies on screen. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say 4 to 5 enemies. Yeah, 5 enemies max. I wouldn't want to put 6.
If it's 1 to 3 foes versus 3 party members, I would say 7 foes to 7 party members, basically. I mean, it can get kind of nuts. Maybe 6, I don't know. We'd have to play it out, you know, and it depends on if the... What do I want to say? Speed. Speed is overly pivotal in this game. It makes a character terrible or broken by itself. Maru and Shauna versus Kongo in particular. But will speed still be able to behave in an optimal way where it's kind of an even number of turns between the party players and the enemy characters? Because I could easily see that going completely out of whack. The way speed works, in part, is that for the enemy side, all of the individual enemies' speed are added up into one final number, and the same thing is done for your party. So if you have 50, 70, and 30, then your total is 150. And it's averaged against the enemy team in a sort of a way. It's weird. It's complicated. Wait, we can buy Rose's hairband here?
Yeah, that is strange.
I want to see if it's still in the chest. I mean, I think Zychronic said that chests were not updated. So we don't know if it's not in JP demo. I'm not sure. But there's also a Giganto ring, which just gives 10 attack and defense instead of 20. The rings were really bad in the demo. It's hard enough to justify 2020, and in this case it's only 1010. I don't know if I have one, so I'll just get one. And I will buy it just because I'll probably still get one later. And let's sell some useless items. I want to keep the power-based ones. Get rid of all these status inducers. Give them to Gorgaga. He'd like to use these, I'm sure. Got 4 of them.
Just send them to him in the mail.
Oh, I like that I have 2 magic shields. That'll probably come in handy for, like, the final boss or something. But I feel like I'm going to have to get rid of these pandemoniums.
That moment when you just tell the final boss, no.
It's like you won't even give me more than 1 gold for a total vanishing.
Yeah, the chests aren't there in the Japanese demo. Also, Zychronics, thank you for all your work you do.
Thank you.
Seriously. Everyone that works on SE just needs a hug, I swear.
So, Zychronics, I assume that the chest data is there. Would that be correct? It's in there somewhere, it's just not convenient to clone over. Alright, we got a resupply. We'll finish chapter 4. I think I forgot in my intro. For those who don't know, this purpose of this playthrough, the JP demo stats, is that the JP demo exists, of course, but on the data for the JP demo is actually combat data for the entire game worth of enemy characters. So we plug that in with Zychronics' help through severed chains, so that we can see how crazy the combat is. And it's already been a wild ride. I think I always say that. And we're about to see how it unfolds in Chapter 4, which I'm a little worried about because, number one, our additions are doing a crap ton of damage. Like, even at level 1 of a new edition, if it's a damage-based edition, it just wrecks face. Like, it's ridiculous. And the final editions are doing lots right now. Bone Crush is like 4k. So even though the enemies have more HP, you're chopping through them still faster. And I'm like only encountering maximum volts. There's supposed to be other enemies in this area.
Zychronic said no, it's not there at all.
There's no data? So like there's only data for the prairie and like limestone cave basically. I missed. Yeah, I no longer carry crap tons of charm potions because it's no longer necessary. I still would like a feature, a mod feature, where it's probably more so once we get into custom keybinds for the controllers, not just the keyboard. But having a custom action hotkey on one of the shoulder buttons or something, or the triggers, that's just like use quick item, quick menu or something, and you can put like 4 items in it. You know what I mean? Like games have that, so you can have a quick menu, and it's like healing potion or healing fog or charm potion. You know, just quick use items like that, without having to enter the menu to do those kind of things. Just speed up the process, streamline things. Not everything should have to go into a menu to access.
If you could just press up and down on the D-pad when you're hovering over the chest icon, that'd be cool.
Man, everybody's leveling up.
Zychronic said that there is data for those 2 maps, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's what I was suspecting. So I guess some things were actually pruned, and other things were not.
I don't know if I ever used charm potions in any of these.
They're one of the coolest items in the game. Because they're one of the items that has multiple purposes. So a charm potion, when you're on the sub maps, just walking through these kind of areas, or on the world map, I think it works on the world map, just resets your encounter rate to like 0 basically, and you do another full walk before you get an encounter. In battle, it basically means target anyone but me. It's like anti-taunt.
Ambi was just thinking about how cool it would be to have new areas added to
We're
the map.
we're already talking about that.
I mean, it's possible.
Someone who was in my original LoD fan group from 2007 through YouTube, actually. They're currently known as Latch. He still knows he's gotten better at coding, and he has talked already about wanting to do basically custom locations that have their own submaps. This background is a submap, for example. The next screen we go to will also be a submap, so a location with a collection of submaps, and therefore a collection of NPCs, collision zones, treasure boxes, and whatnot. Even potentially script events where you lose control of the character and a story sequence plays out. Or an FMV triggers. Could be anything. Or a better debug room to warp to all the other places better. That's more than just like brown rectangles to walk along. And also English text.
So, when words like submap are used, for those that don't know, and me included, to be honest, is the submap the walking path, or is the collision the boundary line that just binds and, like, I'm looking for a definitive definition to those terms.
A definitive definition, you say? You and I are a great pair, because I do the same stuff. My speech.
Yeah.
As far as I understand it, a submap, in simple terms, is just these areas. So this screen is a submap. The next screen going down the stairs, there's a submap. Going to the Dragoon Towers, that's another submap. Each background image is a submap.
Okay, the background image is the submap.
Zychronics can probably explain it better than me, especially if there's code involved in submap stuff. But multiple games call them submaps. LoD isn't the only one. It's just like a semi-common terminology, at least for that time. And then there'll be a collision map for every submap.
In the collision map is the walking area?
Yeah. So, for example, where Dart is right now, I think we actually have this in the debugger. So let me check that. Let me see if this is still in the debugger.
The one the one collision area that I love is actually when you're going to get the White Dragoon Spirit, because if you stretch that image, you're walking on water, and I love that.
I'm trying to find Monoxide, see if he can answer a question for me.
I love those pre-rendered backgrounds. True. Yeah, custom FMVs would be interesting. You'd have to add a lot of fuzz and all that to it to make it fit in.
Alright, we'll see if Monoxide has an answer for me.
Or just...
What was that?
I don't know. I was thinking, like, if you put an FMV to literally just fit in with all the others, and I was like... Yeah, because that video, like, the resolution of those videos is, like...
Low.
240, 360?
320 by 240 might be a thing. Well, it actually is different because... Technically, they're 16:9 widescreen, most of them. But there are also ones that are like 21:9 wide. It's complicated because... So they're supposed to be shown 16:9, and some of them are like around that level of aspect ratio. But some of them are like 21:9, and like the stock images that are rendered is like 1/3 of your screen. So you've got 1/3 rectangle in the middle, and then 1/3 black bar, 1/3 black bar below it. But it's meant to be squished. So a lot of those pixels are squished. In fact, the submaps, let me actually save. The submaps are also supposed to be squished. This is like one of the last builds that had where Monoxide disabled the squishing that Sony did on purpose. So Sony, for whatever reason, this is the original submap length and width. This is the original image you're looking at. But in retail, so on the PS3 release, the PS1 release, this same image is like 16 or 64 pixels shrunk in on the sides. So it fits 4:3 aspect ratio. Why they didn't just draw it that way, I don't really understand. My theory was that... Well, they built them wider and then shrunk them to kind of eke out more detail in a smaller space. By, instead of having it bigger in both directions, it's only bigger in one direction, so it's kind of halfway better, I don't know. But when you're only adding like 16 pixels on the sides, are you really going to notice? Especially when they're crushed?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what the hell is the... You should have just made them in 4:3. And I found this out because in the Death Frontier, when Corey applied this change, he didn't realize the moon that never sets became, like, long instead of a sphere.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, please reinstate submap squishing. I need it back. Because technically we're not seeing all the pixels in retail, but it's supposed to be squished for the correct aspect ratio that the developers intended.
That's wild.
It's super wild, yeah. It is there... It's in the upper right, but it's a toggle for everyone. Alright, well, we'll keep going for a moment. I'm gonna get us finished with this. I love the resurrection build. Alright, spring hitter is earth elements. Was spring hitter non-elemental in retail? I think so. I don't remember. This playthrough makes me question everything. Like, this is gonna be bad for me as a lore master and knowing all the facts of the game, and now it's all gonna get undone. Render collision. Wait. So they're saying render collision, but I've already been doing that. I'm trying to find a thing that just shows the collision of the submap specifically.
I love how that area is literally suspended on these, or looks like it's suspended on just those stone pathways. I mean, that is a huge chunk.
Yeah. It's like whoever built this, maybe there's a reason that we can't see outside the perspective, but it's like this stairway goes down to the right and then back around to the left off into the distance. Couldn't it just directly go that way? And also, this is like, Velweb is the human capital, but we don't know that they built it necessarily. Like, if most of the species was enslaved, how did they build this? Was it built before they started being enslaved by the Winglies, maybe? Not sure. Maybe it was already a ruin back then, and it wasn't actually in new condition back then. It was like the way we see it now, and it was already a ruin at that time, and they just kind of found it and just inhabited it because it was the most fortifiable position in the area or something.
You know, it's slightly funny. Winglies built flying cities, but then they didn't come up with, like, cities they could, or big, huge structures they could just move around and drop.
Yeah. They could have just dropped giant boulders and rocks on everyone. Like, I feel like they should have been able to siege Velweb with no problem at all, but there must have been... Maybe Velweb wasn't the capital until they got some Dragoon spirits and could fortify the location. Because that's something I'm doing with my prequel theory. I'm doing like a prequel write-up of like what the prequel could realistically look like. So technically fan fiction, but like just stuff that fits as much as possible. So I feel like the Winglies could just totally eviscerate Velweb. Oh, Terminator is fire element here.
Maybe they were paid by the hours. They wanted to build as many little unnecessary pathways as possible.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Pony Bro says, my headcanon is that Mayfield was originally a Wingly city that started falling into disrepair before the Dragon campaign and it was eventually taken over by the humans once it began. Well, it is a Wingly city. That's canonical. There is no need to theorize that. Humans could have temporarily taken it over, but after the Dragon campaign ended, it fell to the Writhing Darkness, Zakwell species. But it's possible humans had control of it temporarily.
Mayfield is really messed up. That's just...
It's supposed to be.
Ooh. I can't believe that place like exists in a game. That's... I don't know, man. Hey, looky there. Also, notice one thing. The word hairband is one word here, but wasn't it 2 words in the item shop? Or am I misremembering already?
What was your question?
Rose's hairband. You just picked it up.
Yeah.
But hairband was one word. Was it not 2 words in the item shop?
Oh. Let's take a look.
I feel like
They're the same.
Okay, so it was written as one word when you picked it up.
That's probably just the NA script being wrong by accident.
Okay, because I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What? I knew something was strange. Okay. We're good. But that would have been funny when you looked at it through there. They're like, whoa, okay.
Alright, it might not be... Unfortunately, either I'm imagining that we ever had the feature, or it's just not in this old build. I'm on Rec Build 2 because it's stable. Every build after that is like the start of the OpenGL work, so crashes and everything not working. Right now it's actually mostly a black screen except the world map. So I can't really use that for this this playthrough.
Zanryu, apparently she just collected...
I think it's actually back. Finally. Yep, I think it's working. What a concept. Okay. Let's make sure... Yeah, I think it's working. Cool. Well, at least it wasn't gone the whole night. You know, 15 minutes, I guess that's okay. Gotta get Orion back. Ring, 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 ring. Okay, so it looks like that's working. I just checked everything, it looks okay for now. I don't know why that... So what happened is there was a power outage. It seemed like the power flickered. So I assume that's not a internet service outage. But you can never really be 100% sure sometimes. And we have a curse with this... with Spectrum Charter. It's just keeps doing this during my live streams. It is so aggravating, and it never happens like any other time, it seems like. Hardly ever. I don't ask for a lot. Anyway. Yeah, the Kongo has a crap ton of health. He's wearing some health boosting gear right now, but still, he's got a lot of health. Alright, let's try to do this again.
It would be one thing if you could just do a speed test and it was just YouTube
Okay.
being weird.
I'm trying it again. I have actual kilobits now. I have kilobits. Okay.
Oh! It went black. It's no longer live. Oh! I think it's working.
Is it actually on? I can't trust any information anymore.
Yes.
The modem is finally like, okay, it's on. You got internet, but then like 0 upstream. So I'm just, am I being gaslit? Am I being gaslit? Everything is green. Am I being gaslit? I don't know. This is the worst.
Less so yeah.
Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna try again. We are gonna get to chapter 4 one way or the other, damn it.
Internet be damned.
It has to, I mean, I said in the chat, Orion, the only explanation is that this playthrough is cursed. No one was ever supposed to see the JP demo stats beyond the realm of the JP demo itself. Like, you're not supposed to know the elements and the HPs and the damages of all the enemies who are not in the limestone cave or the prairie. That is the only... I'm gonna do like a pre-recorded video about the curse.
Yes.
I'm just gonna chronicle the entire freaking thing and be like, everything was fine, and then boom, 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 week after week after week, and I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out, and eventually, finally, I found some settings that kind of helped mitigate the issue. And I was like, okay, maybe it's happening when I'm like live streaming while my partner is doing a online class, teaches online, and there's cameras uploading back and forth with the kids.
Can we instead say that it's Sony of America screwing with us?
Yeah,
Because SOA.
I know. We've been saying that for 5 or 7 years. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They don't want the
So-
Japanese
Sony
demo
of America.
or anything related to it. They're like, no.
They have a vested interest in protecting the Japanese demo from being like these are trade secrets. We weren't supposed to know the original balance because then it might reflect badly on Sony if we knew that they were planning this at one point to be overpowered characters and whatever. I don't know. What was I doing? Oh, I need to go Dragoon because we were gonna test the friggin' spirit potions. Oh my god.
Thank you all for sticking around.
Yes, thank you.
It's been a journey.
I said thank you just a few minutes ago, and then I don't even know if they heard the thank you because it just cut out again.
Yeah.
I was like, you could be doing anything else, but you're here, waiting for me. It feels really special. Thank you so much, all of you. Now I need to expend some SP, so let's expend SP. I want to expend 2 levels so that in case Spirit Potion does 200 instead of 100, you know?
God, that'd be so crazy.
I mean, there's only a few of them, so it's not like, you know, you can exploit it. So
Maybe, I think Spirit, the Spirit in Spirit Potion isn't a spirit. I think it contextually would be more of like something to up your spirit.
like a sensu bean.
Yeah. Kinda. In a way.
I don't have another...
It's also funny. You're like, oh, I'm gonna give you a Spirit Potion to help you reach insanity in order to transform.
Yeah.
What? Like, you gotta remember, everyone, like, it fully establishes, Rose explains, like, yeah, insanity helps us transform. Like, us losing our minds, while also controlling the craziness of the dragon.
It's an ethereal form of Viagra.
We have to yell over the dragon's roar.
Helps you spiritually get it up, you know?
The sauce.
I shouldn't have ever said that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now let's use a spirit potion. This spirit is from Mayfill.
You're reminding me of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Still 100. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can finish Chapter 4, right? Can we please... I was supposed to be very close to finishing Chapter 4. Like, I could almost do it last stream. But now we're like over an hour into this one, and I'm not even sure we'll get to Chapter 4. The title, I vexed myself. Chocolate saying finally a daddy. That is also my fault. I don't feel like explaining it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a spirit, just like, you know, the bottle of alcohol you had to buy earlier in the game. Yeah.
Oh,
that's valid.
So you have to get drunk to transform into a dragoon.
I mean, some people get angry when they're drunk, you
know?
know?
Drunk is a form of insanity, isn't it? Like, you're not rational, you're not sensible, you're out of control. And that's going dragoon, is getting drunk. Drunk goon. You're going drunk goon. It
Oh, hey, Shauna.
rolls off the tongue.
Hey, White Wonder Bread woman.
Oh my god.
Alright. It's so funny.
Let me,
He's vanilla bean ice cream.
turn off the collision thingy. Enjoy the ambient fire effects. Isn't this such a serene moment? We're just listening to the crackling fire. Shauna is suspended in midair. Big conflict with Diaz. A nice little fire. Just a little fire crackle.
Hi, Diaz. Did you sew that outfit yourself?
All right.
Remember, folks, it was 10,000 years ago. That outfit is dust. He made that outfit.
I do want to actually check the collision for Shauna.
Ooh, interesting. If she has collision or not?
No. She's on the floor? Yeah, she's on in the air with the alert icon, but the floor is where her collision box is.
Huh.
But we're gonna keep an eye on that. We're gonna watch that.
So, her falling is an interaction, basically.
We'll see.
Huh. Guess that makes sense. I'd classify it like that.
So even when she goes back to the ground, her collision is still there. Yeah, it's definitely Shauna. Alright, let's speed through the story. Slam him through the floor.
So, when the divine objects go out and they go to Diaz, it reminds me of Ocarina of Time when the three I forget what they're called again. The three things you collect at the beginning of the game go to the pedestal.
Wait a minute. What? What? Shauna's collision box is in this scene. That's Shauna's collision rectangle down there. Are other collision boxes in here?
That outfit is very out of fashion, yes. Nice.
I'm confused. Okay. Okay, in my defense, we're doing a combat demo, not a story demo, so leave me alone.
Valid.
It's a very short FMV. Someone's gonna make like a meme version of the Zeke reveal FMV, and it'll just be him standing up, taking off his helmet. I'm your daddy. Here's daddy.
Anyone that's played Dragon Quest XI, you've got a daddy to find. We found the daddy.
Yeah. There's a daddy in every battle if you look hard enough. But this here is the Zaddy, of course. Short for Zeke Daddy.
Advanced, yes. Didn't think about it like that, but yeah.
You're welcome. Every time he performs the D attack, it's a Zaddy. No wonder Rose liked him so much, right?
I mean, look at how he just does his final burst. I mean, god damn.
And yet, it's never his final burst. That's stamina, I'm telling you.
I do like that they changed that animation up from darts. Unique animations, fabulous. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Good on them.
Wait a minute.
But they should have done more.
So I think the render collision box is only for dart, maybe, after all? There's no collision, like, the render collision box is shared, so it's all just for dart, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of confusing. I wanted to see collision boxes for every character.
Yeah.
But I think Monoxide just never developed it that way, so I'm just not remembering things correctly. I could swear we had like a collision thing. It must be in a newer build. I'll have to check. But we should be finishing chapter 4.
Also, it may be just my headcanon, but my headcanon is that Rose should never use a contraction.
Why?
Especially because it cannot be. It can't be. Like,
well,
like it's not just that. It's the other times she's spoken without using contractions.
Okay.
And I'm like, she is from way back when.
It's not just Rose.
Sure, I know.
Dart says cannot exist. Fester says cannot exist. So you know what this means, right? Do you know what it means? Do you know what I know?
No.
Okay, here's the thing. When you fight Dark Dole on the moon, and you destroy his swords, they break in his hands, and he says, it can't be. That's because Dole has an exclusive patent on using contractions.
Oh.
I have no better explanation, so you just have to accept that one. He says, it can't be.
In my kingdom, I'm the only one that gets to use.
I'm the only one that gets to have contractions. And I do support paternal birth. So
I was like, are we going to talk about, birth and contractions?
yeah. That's part of the fun of the wordplay, isn't it? All right. We did it. We're in the death frontier for no reason explained whatsoever.
Yeah, because it's like, I guess Rose was like, I think I know where we should go now.
It's very loose.
That would have been really nice for, like, at least right here, Rose to explain, like, they're heading somewhere that she knows.
What path did we take to get here is my question.
Also, that, yes.
Like, what the hell? Like, you can look at the map and kind of sort of extrapolate, but, like, in-game, to the kids this game was targeted at, where the hell are we? We're just in a desert now. Okay, fine. No context.
Because when you get here, when you first get here, when you first play the game, you're just like, what?
Yeah.
I was... What? Did he teleport us?
Mm. Come on, Albert.
Lover is back. I guess we should go and visit some old Winglies.
Yeah. We should go to see some other old things now.
I feel like reminiscing again.
Even though later on she'll say, my time has ended, blaze the way to the future by yourselves. But not before I guide you through the death frontier. Hey look, I found the I don't even need a map anymore. It's that... I'm that sad that I don't need a map. I mean, I kind of should have a map, but... Oh look, I predicted who would attack.
Dodge, 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 dodge.
6,000! How can I not bring Kongol to the Melbu fight? 6,000. I wonder what Maru's... Shit. I wonder what Maru's Perky Step would do. I think that actually is a shortcut. Yeah, that's a shortcut. Depending on which pit you fall into, it's a shortcut to the next area.
Whee.
Slap. Come on, Rose. Let's go. I really should not do this part on fast forward, is the main problem. Hey, there's another mod idea. Adjust the like suction difficulty of the sand pools. to make them easier or harder.
It would have been nice if they added a mechanic where you can tap to climb your way back up.
Yeah, something interactive. Wah! And I don't get like a dodge roll or anything against these like miniature encounter thingies that you have to run away from. Cat's Cradle is like the lowest damage edition, but it's generating so much SP. Alright, I have to know how much it does. How much does Bone Crush do?
Considering Rose has been probably using her sword arm for over 11k years, do you think she'd have enough force to slap a chicken and make it fully cooked?
I don't know.
I know that.
4,000 even on the scissor hands. Or the scorpion, whatever. Oh, power down. Whoa, dodge, dodge, dodge. Ah, crap. Oh, there's an item. Nothing happened. I wasted one. Sun Rhapsody. Let's try this way. Oh! There's so many sandworms. You think I can do it, Orion? Can I get out of here? Don't answer that. Oh, let me re-share the stream to you. Sorry about that. There you go. Now I should be knowing where I'm going. Look at how fast that save was. You can't save that fast on retail. Nuh-uh. I actually should be going for the bandit shoes. Which
I enjoy games that, like, you can, it's just instant. And then there's games I've played that it's like takes so long, and I'm like, did y'all not optimize the save process?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'll grab the bandit shoes off screen so we can see what they do.
I've got a joke about this place.
Tell me.
So everyone wants to call it Ulara, right?
Yeah. That's what I say, Ulara.
What about Ul-Ara-Ara?
What?
Ul-Ala-Ara.
Ul-Ala-Ara?
Okay, that's a joke. Ara-Ara is a sensual sound.
Ooh-la-la?
Okay, Sanrio like, no.
It's possible your joke did not land the way you hoped.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Some people get it.
I mean, I'm the one who makes a clever wordplay. A wordplay no one's ever invented before, as far as I've ever seen, because it's LoD specific.
Prepare for bonking bat. Yeah, buddy bro. Yeah, I get it.
I have to, like, put a drum emoji on my own joke, just so I feel better about it. I've had some really good jokes and just didn't have the audience. Like, I'll wait till I get famous and then I'll tell the jokes. Then I'll have like 15 loyal followers of my jokes out of like thousands of fans.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it's used in a lot of things.
Oh, okay. Well, gotcha.
I really like the look of this town. It's so pretty.
It is.
But the one thing that's really funny is that because of the Nintendo interesting connection, the flowers make a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. Piranha plant flowers.
There you go. Also, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time plants.
I don't know about those. But I do know about the resemblance of the what looks like Wumpa fruit and Atlo's arrow attack. That's the Crash Bandicoot conspiracy. I also just love the music.
Yeah, Deku Babas. Yeah, those plant.
There's nobody here. I love that they included this text. Just Dart had to tell the player there's no one here. In case you didn't know what Dart was thinking, he was thinking that there's no one here. Oh my god.
Look at these plants. Are they not similar?
They're just missing some white dots, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Alright. Super Mario mod, add white dots to the piranha things. Oh my god.
Also, this is I feel a small tease for the Rose boss.
Mm-hmm.
In a weird way. It's like that's not the only time you're gonna see a flower that looks kind of dangerous.
And now the shop music. This one's easy to miss because you might think it's just a random NPC, but it's actually the item shop. Bunch of...
Can we just say it's a miracle the music's as good as it is, because there were so many times that they've stated that they didn't really know the context for what it was going to be used for exactly,
Yep.
or where it was going to be used. They just did as good as they could.
Very
and
lucky.
It's like, it works, and it's good, and...
Yeah.
Damn.
Notice, spirit potions use a different graphic here. See that?
Yeah, they used that spark.
Instead of the green.
Huh. Weird.
Alright, we got the fairy sword for Dart. We'll see how much SP we can generate on whatever is biggest SP. It's not Madness Hero, because now that's a damage-based edition. Which is now just called Madness, of course. Wait a minute. Wait, the fairy sword is still more attack. Is that how it is in retail? Or is it just the pretty hammer usually has less attack? Okay, maybe it's just a pretty hammer, not the fairy sword. Never mind. Never mind. And wait a minute. The detonate arrow? Either this is Zychronix's hard mode mod, or this is the JP demo store. We're gonna buy some greaves. Wait, can I equip it to no one? Can I equip?
Not showing up. What?
Who did it equip to? Who did it equip to? Who's wearing it? Is it in my... Is it in the... It has to be in here.
Because you were hovering over Rose.
But no one was there.
Yeah. Is it on...
She's not wearing any.
What?
What? Where did it go? Did
Game?
Did I pay it? Did I pay the money? Wait a minute. It's 300, so 92 should be... Okay, it's bought.
Oh!
It's bought.
Okay, it does spend. It does spend.
Equip. To who? Isn't this like an all-gender item in retail? I'm pretty sure it's all-gender in retail. Where did it go?
It's just for the boys in this one.
Zychronix! I need help.
Who was that? Who was last in the?
The one that should not be named.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Wow.
You can just into the abyss, the void. Thank you. Oh God. Yeah, it is every character retail. It's just gone. You can literally just give the shop all your money as a donation. But it has to go somewhere. Okay, fine. Let's try that again. And do not equip. And I'm gonna put one over here. And I better have two. I better have two. Whoa! I have like 4!
Okay, so it made it appear that way. Interesting. Interesting.
I have to have one... Okay, that's so weird. That is the weirdest interaction I've probably ever had playing this game. What? And you get 5 speed! I guessed this. I predicted this a few streams ago. I was like... I was saying, wait a minute, so if the Dancer's Boots only give 10 speed, do the Greaves just give 5, or what?
Also, hover over the Greaves again and notice...
Yeah.
It increases escape rate of magical physical, but it's reducing you by 5.
Well, no.
On the attack and
equipment
magic.
Descriptions are not from the JP demo.
Well,
this is the retail descriptions. Only the numbers are what you can trust.
Okay.
They may have different effects that you won't know until you see them in battle. For example,
I need to keep that in mind.
The Pretty Hammer will say it boosts SP, but in game it'll be insta-kill.
Okay.
Only trust the numbers on this screen. Because we don't have the ADDI percentages fixed over here yet. These are also retail.
Too much.
I know. Eventually, this will all be fixed. I'm sure. Anyway,
such a strange occurrence.
So it actually is interesting because Greaves in the demo are confirmed now as the only way to even out characters with a speed that ends in 5 instead of 0. So Rose can't go to 60. Because she can't use it, but Hashel... Wait, no. Albert can go to 50. 50 speed Albert. With a base 45. Now, that's one thing I loved about the demo, because in the NA demo as well, Levitz has 45 base speed. That's what it should have been in retail, in my opinion. I mean, I could live with him being on 40, but Kongo needs to at least get 5 to 10 more. Anyway.
Yeah.
So let's actually look at the rest of the shop now. Detonate arrow. So I guess we're just giving away final weapons at this store. And 2 DG armors. Because why don't we just make Miranda broken right now? I do... Damn.
Also, something fascinating is this game in particular has so low stats compared to any game, any other JRPG by this point in their story.
Yeah, they don't scale so high.
They purposely were gonna keep the numbers low, and I can fully understand that. It's definitely difficult when you're dealing with like hundreds or, well, Disgaea exists, so we're not even going to mention the billion numbers on those.
Well, yeah, a lot of RPGs in general, or even MMOs, will just have like millions or billions of damage, and there's just like a B on the end of it to shorten it. So you're doing like 110B, and then 110C, and then 110F, and I'm like, this is meaningless. This is just have it scale slower. That's all you need to do. You don't need to make B's and T's and F's and whatever.
True.
It's Because you know, most people know the difference between a million and a billion, but eventually it goes into numbers that nobody practices or studies. So it's meaningless, you know. It's just not gonna have any relatability or context.
Oh, hey, look, it's a nice Swingly.
So we're gonna ultra fast forward through this. Let me turn on the automatic.
She was the Wingly that said, "I abstain." Huh.
She's a dirty, rotten centrist. I can't select the middle one. There we go. Look at how fast the scene goes by. Don't you remember it taking only a couple seconds?
Also, it's like, hey, you're in Disc 4 now. Do you need your lore dump? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It's always the final part of a game. It's like, here's everything you really needed to know.
Exposition Central. Oh, here's the fight.
You horrible person! How dare you!
It was over in the blink of an eye. I feel like the volume went down. Alright, we got some party members.
The little amount of character interactions that aren't to Dart.
Right.
The game needed more of that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're gonna check the shop for Albert and Kongo. Kongo's not a sprite, also, hooray!
They never say, like, Queen Teresa, they never talk about, you know, her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could have, like, died who knows how long ago?
Yeah.
It could just have been a queen-only empire, to where it's like they would just have a husband that didn't take the role of king. We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, I should probably slow it down because I think I broke the sound engine.
I love when that happens, when you're just grinding too much and you're like, oh, gotta restart the game. Sound bug happened.
Look at all these sprites to say goodbye. Oh, let's turn off the, shoot. F12, F12. And we're going to turn on the sub-app debugger, because I'm going to try and embiggen something. Because that's what I do. Alright, let's put some ones in front of the error.
Gonna miss marble somebody.
Alrighty.
Embiggen.
I don't think I can move them. Look at that. So much detail. I mean, there is a person in there.
And that's not level of detail, folks. That's just how it is.
That's just the base level. Hiccups. Alright. What was I gonna do? Let's check additions. Dart's in the middle of the Blazing Dynamo. Rose needs work on Demon's Dance. Hashel needs work on that. So everyone is gonna need a little work except Kongo, who's almost done. So I'm a little afraid to see what Kongo's damage is at level 5 of Bone Crush.
Oh boy.
And
then we're looping around to Homogegetto.
2,900. I feel like I'm saying numbers off of the Wheel of Fortune. I don't think they have one that high, though. It's like 100, 400, 900 maybe. But they don't have like a 2900. They might have a $10,000 one. I'm not sure.
Damn, that thing's so happy to be there.
Yeah, the overexcited worm.
Just wanted a hug all along.
Look at that XP though. 3 characters leveled up. Just okay.
Nice.
Toy. Oh yeah, let's get that Berserker. Someone mentioned that before. Alright. Now we'll get a free heal.
Hey Congo, this is where you join the party.
I should probably check if I got that Stardust. I think I did. Damn it. Fun fact, you can have normal minor mobs with the boss battle background here.
It's pretty sick.
So look, Garrett and Mappy got turned into pigs.
Oink oink.
This little piggy went to the Barrens and stole a Dragoon spirit. What's the matter with me? Okay. Composure. We have it. Alright, how time is it? It's almost time to cut the stream. I will not bother restarting the game then to fix the sound. It's fine. But we are going to get set up for the next area. So for comparison, Dart does 2,400. That's a lot. Come on, Congo. Oh no, charging spirit. Better stop that. 6,200. I expected a little more, but that's still a lot. Well, we should probably re-enable 2x at least. Just blazing.
Love those fireflies.
Yep. They made it sound like it was this giant cave they had to explore, but it turns out it's like you can barely stand inside the archway. So I don't believe for 1 minute that the whole party didn't notice Hatchel knocking out Maru. They were there. Alright, let's get out of here.
They were all like, let him cook. Let him cook.
Okay.
The Valley of Corrupted Gravity. How we stand you? And not stand in the good way.
Yeah, something. We did make it to chapter 4. 6,200 on the Kiwi as well, or the Killer Bird, excuse me. Look at all that SP Maru is generating. Oh my god. That's not even level 5.
Stunned.
Let's see what we do to the erupting chick. Come on, Congo. It's your turn, buddy. I'll get him the shoes after this, but it's probably only going to give him 10 speed, which sucks. It means Congo's max speed in the JP demo is 40 instead of like 70. Can you believe that? Ouch.
It's a little rough. It's a little rough.
You can't not equip it. It's like you must have it on for any viability. Like you can run him on 30 and he'd be fine. He's fine, obviously, but you don't want him to be on 30. 6,200 again.
You know, last night I was thinking if I had to run through the game using Severed Chains, I think I would do an all-girl run.
Yeah.
So basically, go Rose and Shauna with Dart until you get Meru, and then I toss Dart out for her,
Yeah.
and just run through the game like that. And I wouldn't use items because I feel like that would be cheap, because they would do so well with that. Because, you know, a lot of the audience didn't really first. I feel like a lot of people focused just on the attacks and not as much on the magic.
Well, yeah.
Or the combinations thereof.
Of course they did, because the attacks were strategically interactive, whereas item magic was not. It was just like mash X. That's not. I mean, that's a test of your max speed at button pressing, but that's not really a strategic test. Whereas additions are like, you need to do it at these exact times, and you have counters. So it was just more interactive and immersive. The devs achieved exactly what they wanted to achieve with that. The problem is that it made item magic, even though magic was this cool aspect of the game, they couldn't make it as interactively fun, is the problem. And that's probably why the Dragoon magic is not interactive at all.
True.
It's like, okay, we can't do that, but we can't just have it be mash X for this sequence, so let's just make cinema. So they made cinema, and it's good.
The funny thing is, in Super Mario RPG, like, spells had different things, like you could hold the button.
Yeah.
And do a couple other things.
Maybe they weren't trying to copy it? I mean, if there's a patent...
It'd be difficult to figure out exactly what, but patent?
Yeah, I mean, there's a patent on LoD's edition system, so maybe there was one on Mario RPG, which would disallow them from copying it over.
Anything's possible.
Have you seen the patent documents?
I don't think so.
Gotta show you. I mean, we gotta get these on the website too, but that's where the patent monster comes from, the sticker on the Discord server.
Oh.
It's a whole thing. Okay. There's like a shot of like this stick figure leaping up into the air with a sword and then getting knocked backwards. It's the stupidest thing. And just the creature they drew for the enemy monster placeholder was just hilarious. So that's why it's just a thing.
I do like that enemies counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't, I feel like it would lose the reason why you'd have to actually tap.
Isn't I mean, I always like the idea that realistically an enemy wouldn't let you attack them. That's why a lot of turn-based games aren't interesting to me in a way, because even though I don't want to do the live combat thing like Final Fantasy VII, where like if I'm not pressing the buttons as fast as possible, I'm like wasting efficiency on my turns, you know? I don't want to deal with that, so I like turn-based. But then I don't like the idea of the enemy would let you just swing your sword at them and they would just stand there and take it. You know what I mean? Like, if realism could be achieved, and you know, an enemy wouldn't let you just get a free hit like that unless they were, you know, dazed or drunk or something. But you can only do so much with programming back then, so I get it.
I like in Trails of Cold Steel specifically, when you miss with a physical attack, the enemy automatically counterattacks you.
Yeah.
And you do the same when they miss you, which is sick. I love that kind of stuff.
One more addition for Congo. Oh, great. Well, I'm going to stop here. I'm at the 2-hour mark. There was an interruption in the middle, but miraculously we came back, and then it died again for some reason. Then we came back like right after that. So whatever. We salvaged most of the stream, and that's good. It was worth it. I thank CelestialOrion here.
Thank you.
Would you like to do any self-promotion stuff before we go?
No. Just hit me up if you're in the Discord, and I'm always welcome to chat. Also, I am able to DM for D&D if you have an interest in that. Yeah, just definitely check out the Discord though.
Okay, I put in a command for that. Nightbot is posting the Discord link. Chocolate says thanks, Drew squared. What is the square root of 2 Drews anyway? I don't know. Yes, everybody, we had a good time overall. I'm so glad y'all stayed around. Hopefully next week we'll not have this random internet issue. And we're getting closer and closer to finishing the series. And that means it's, that much closer to OpenGL. The next series we do, the next playthrough of LoD on this channel, will be in widescreen and using our graphics card. It's going to be so damn cool. In the meantime, we'll keep the excitement going. See you all next time.
Have an amazing weekend, y'all.